We've got new information for you tonight about what investigators are calling a widespread cheating scheme inside the Muncie Fire Department.
13 Investigates first exposed the accusation several weeks ago. Firefighters and EMTs encouraged to cheat on their certification exams.
Late this afternoon, our Bob Siegel met with the state's top fire official about the punishment for those EMTs and what this all means for Muncie residents who depend on them.
This spring, allegations of cheating rocked the Muncie Fire Department, and we now know that cheating, first reported by 13 Investigates, will have serious consequences, especially for Captain Troy Delaney, a longtime Muncie firefighter and EMT. 13 Investigates obtained this investigation report from the Indiana Department of Homeland Security. It says this past winter, Delaney coordinated a cheating scheme within the Muncie Fire Department, sending a group text to all 8 students in the department's basic EMT certification class that included test questions and answers to help them pass their national EMT exam. It also says Delaney texted the students after the test to ask which questions and answers were on their exam, claiming that since he had invested in the students, they should invest back in him. The Indiana Department of Homeland Security says Delaney's conduct is fraud and material deception, lewd and immoral conduct, and a violation of state law. As a result, the state EMS director issued an order revoking all of Captain Delaney's EMS certifications for 7 years. It essentially means he cannot be an EMT in the state of Indiana during that time. It's the harshest penalty the state can take against an EMT. And Indiana State Fire Marshal says that discipline was chosen for a reason.
We had never had a case that saw such blatant disregard for giving test answers out for students to cheat. This was way beyond what we've seen in the past.
The state is also taking action against the 8 EMT recruits that got help from Delaney. The state's investigation report says even though the students did not ask to be involved in the cheating scheme, the students still cooperated by not reporting the misconduct and by offering return information to Captain Delaney. Because of their actions, the state has issued a censure to all 8 EMTs, placed them on 2 years of probation, and voided the results of the national EMT exam they passed this winter. While the state did not revoke or suspend their certifications, all 8 of the EMTs must retake their national exam within 90 days and pay a $100 fine.
If those exams are in question, if you're not on your game, people's lives hang in the balance of your decisions.
Gio Henderson has been an EMT for 30 years, and he's now a battalion chief at a New York fire department. He says if cheating is suspected, requiring EMTs to retake their exams is a wise choice. And he also believes leaders in the Muncie Fire Department now need to do some real soul searching.
We absolutely should not be sweeping this under the carpet. We should be looking at this with a very harsh spotlight to say, how did this happen? How can we prevent this from happening? And how can we build that culture where this will never be tolerated again?
All of the discipline comes just weeks after 13 Investigates reported on the systemic cheating scandal that prompted Muncie Fire Department staff to speak up.
Have you personally seen this cheating happen?
Yes, I have.
Whistleblowers who spoke on the condition of anonymity provided 13 News with pages and pages of test questions and answers that they say Muncie staff harvested directly from EMT and firefighter certification exams. 13 Investigates also got a copy of a text message allegedly sent along with test questions by Captain Delaney. It read, "Do not tell anyone I shared with you."
I know what's going on is wrong. I can't sit back and watch it happen any longer.
The tips triggered investigations not just by 13 Investigates, but also by the State Department of Homeland Security and the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technicians, the organization that develops and administers the national EMT exams. The National Registry takes cheating very seriously. To prove that, the organization just filed this lawsuit in federal court, seeking damages against Captain Delaney and 2 other Muncie EMTs for what it calls a years-long scheme to reveal confidential and proprietary materials before students take their EMT exams. The lawsuit claims the result is an improper advantage on the test for the test takers and endangering the public. The National Registry tells 13 Investigates its investigation is still ongoing. But the organization confirms it too has revoked certifications and nullified exam results for several Muncie EMTs. It's not just EMTs who are facing punishment. The state's been investigating allegations that Muncie firefighters also cheated on their certification exams. The state fire marshal says disciplinary recommendations will be released next week. 13 News has reached out to Muncie's fire chief and to Troy Delaney. So far, we've received no response.
Bob, what does this mean for the people in Muncie? Will there be enough EMTs to respond during emergencies?
Well, keep in mind, only one of the EMTs has had his certification revoked. The other 8 facing punishment are just on probation, and technically they can still serve as EMTs while they retake their exams. So that decision by the state is actually a big break for the department. We do not yet know what discipline, if any, the city of Muncie is going to take, but at least for now, it appears that Muncie EMS service is running uninterrupted.
All right, we know Bob Siegel. You'll continue to follow this story for us. Thanks so much.
We will.